Hi, I'm Dylan, this is BBC Learning English, and in this video we're taking a fun trip through the world of clothes. We'll explore the essential items that make up a well-rounded wardrobe, delve into the fashion industry's favourite materials, styles and patterns, and discover the variety and versatility of clothes used around the globe. From casual wear to formal attire, we've got you covered. Let's start off by taking a look at the normal, everyday clothes that we wear. We'll quickly go through some of the most basic and common clothes first, and then we'll dig into things a little bit deeper later on. We have a shirt, trousers, a dress, a skirt, shorts, and a t-shirt. It's called a t-shirt because it looks like the letter T. So far, so easy, right? But there are a few different types of shirts out there, so let's take a closer look. There are crew neck shirts with a rounded collar. There are V-neck shirts which have a V-shaped neckline, or polo shirts which start to blend the line between formal and casual. These have a collar and 2 or 3 buttons at the top of the shirt. Another item of clothing you commonly see are jeans. These are trousers that are made of denim, and they are usually blue, but you can also see them in white, black and other colours. Jeans that are tight on our legs are called skinny jeans, while jeans which taper out at the bottom are called bootcut jeans. But maybe you're feeling a little bit more relaxed and you want something a bit more casual and comfortable, so you've decided to wear a pair of leggings. These are tight, form-fitting leg wear that are very flexible and comfortable. They're perfect for casual wear, exercise, or just for lounging around the house. Notice, when we talk about clothes that go on your legs, we usually say a pair of, and this is because we have 2 legs. So we would say a pair of leggings, a pair of jeans, a pair of trousers, or a pair of shorts. Of course, we also have 2 hands, so we would say a pair of gloves. When talking about clothes, there are 2 essential phrasal verbs that we must know. These are put on and take off. Put on is used to describe the action of placing clothes on your body. It's a very versatile phrasal verb that can be used with almost any item of clothing. For example, in the morning, you get up and you put on your shirt, you put on your trousers, you put on your socks, you put on your hat, you put on your scarf. Take off is the opposite of put on, and it means to remove clothes from your body. Again, this phrasal verb can be used with nearly any item of clothing. When I get home, the first thing I do is take off my shoes. Another useful phrasal verb to talk about clothes is throw on. This is a casual phrase meaning to put on clothes without too much care or effort. Use it to talk about getting dressed without putting too much thought into it. I was late for work, so I just threw on the first shirt I found. I've got one more phrasal verb for you. Wrap up. This phrasal verb means to dress in warm and cozy clothes when it is cold outside. We often use it before someone is going outside into cold weather, and it's often used to give advice. For example, it's freezing outside. You'd better wrap up. Speaking of wrapping up, let's talk about these thick, long-sleeved item of clothing that we usually wear in cold weather or during the winter. If you've studied American English, you are likely to call them a sweater. However, in Britain, Australia and New Zealand, we tend to refer to them as a jumper. So, that is the basic, common, everyday, casual items of clothing covered. Let's elevate our style a little bit with some vocabulary for more formal occasions. To wear formal attire is to wear sophisticated, elegant, smart clothes to a formal event or occasion. Formal attire itself is quite a formal phrase, and we are more likely to encounter it in writing than we are in spoken everyday English. Here's an example of a sentence that you might read it in. The company's annual dinner requires all guests to wear formal attire. That's better. You're looking good. You've put on your glad rags and you are ready to hit the town. Your glad rags are your best or most special clothes that you only wear for special occasions. It is an idiomatic phrase, most commonly used in the UK, and we often use it with put on. For example, Paul put on his glad rags to look his best for the date. If someone has put on their glad rags, they are looking very smart, looking very good, we can say that they are dressed to the nines. This phrase means somebody is exceptionally well dressed, and we use it to compliment someone's appearance when they are wearing very nice clothes. What is your go-to item when you want to put on your glad rags, when you want to dress up to the nines? Let us know in the comment section below. If you are going to a very formal occasion, you might wear a tuxedo. A tuxedo is a formal evening suit for men, typically in black or dark colours. Bella wore a fantastic tuxedo to the ball last night. In a more formal or humorous context, you might hear a tuxedo referred to as a monkey suit or a penguin suit. And this pokes a little bit of fun at the high level of formality of wearing a tuxedo. While the gentleman will traditionally be dressed in a tuxedo, the ladies might typically attend in their own formal attire, a gown or ball gown. A gown or ball gown is a full-length woman's dress that is used for the most formal occasions. These elegant dresses ensure that everybody is dressed to the nines and looking their best. Okay, so we've learned about some casual everyday wear, and we've learned about more formal attire. Let's now move on to other features of clothes such as textures, patterns and materials. You might want to buy a striped shirt. A striped shirt has horizontal or vertical lines going across it. You might also hear people call them stripy shirts. Striped and stripy in this context are very similar. However, striped is the more common and standard way of describing this type of design. The word stripy is a little less common, a bit more unusual and playful, and is more likely to be used to describe children's clothes rather than adults. However, both are totally acceptable. For a fun look, you might want to wear a polka dot outfit. Polka dot is a pattern that features many circles of an equal size in a colour that strongly contrasts with the background. You might also like floral or leopard print. It's also important to know some of the most common materials that our clothes are made out of. First of all, we have denim. This is a sturdy fabric, usually blue, often used for jeans and jackets. Leather is a material made from the skins of animals and is often used in the making of things like bags, shoes and jackets. Velvet is a soft, luxurious material, and wool, which is a soft and curly fibre from sheep or other animals. It is often used to make warm winter clothes like sweaters or jumpers and scarves. It's getting late, I better get ready for bed. But what do we call the clothes that we wear to bed? These are commonly known as nightwear or sleepwear. Here's a closer look. First of all, we have pajamas. In the UK, we spell it with a Y, but in America, they are more likely to spell it with an A. Also in American English, you might hear it shortened down to PJs. It's time to put on my PJs and get ready for bed. Maybe you wear a night dress. This is a long, loose dress for relaxing or sleeping in the evening. You might hear this called a nightgown, and in the UK, we often shorten it down to just nightie. A lot of people also get comfortable in the evening by wearing a dressing gown. This is a thick, loose garment often worn on the top of other clothes and frequently worn after a shower or a bath in the evening. Okay, from a casual t-shirt to dazzling glad rags, you are now equipped with the vocabulary and phrases for any fashion event. You can find all of today's vocabulary scrolling down the side here. So be sure to practice them. So be sure to write them down, practice them, use them in the comment section below so that you do not forget them. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date with all of our latest and fantastic English lessons. Of course, you can find lots more on our Facebook, Instagram or TikTok pages, or find all of our lessons on pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary and more on our website at bbclearningenglish.com. You can find our vocabulary videos on at the doctor's or in the office here. Stay stylish. See you next time. Bye.